Hey PreCalc, we will be observing this video after class on Wednesday, preparing in the final moments before our test on Thursday. So I want to review two topics. Remember all the topics that are on it. We have polar graphing, which I'll cover tonight, binomial expansion, which I'll cover tonight. These will be shorter because polar graphing and binomial expansion we've had very recently. We have the conic sections, which are parabola, hyperbola, ellipse, and circle. So we have all those, and there's one other topic, and that was partial fractions. Alright, I've already covered partial fractions and conic sections, and we're going to cover polar graphing and binomial expansion tonight, even though you've had it very recently. When you're graphing a polar equation, it'll come to you like this, something like this, and you'll have to create a polar graph. And say we'll put 5 circles. We can always add if we need them. And we'll be going around the unit circle in 6. Sixth of pi, that is. Alright, so something like that. Looks like a spider web. So, alright, let's go ahead and start our values. So, we're going to pick the thetas, and the equation will pick the r's. So, we'll start with 0. Putting in sine of 0, we get 0 times 2 plus 3. So that will give us sine of 0, 0 times 2 is 0 plus 3 is 3. Going over here on the 0 degrees, I'll go out 3 away from the center. Make a spot. Pi over 6. Sine of pi over 6. During the test, I advise that you create the piece of the unit circle that you need. Pi over 6 is right there. Pi over 3. So you'll recall you went over square root of 3 over 2, the long and up the short here. So we want the second one, so it's 1/2. So sine of sine of pi over 6 is 1/2 times 2 is just 1. Plus 3 gives us a 4. Pi over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pi over 3, I'll let you calculate that. So the second coordinate is square root of 3 over 2. The 2's cancel nicely when I multiply that by 2, and I get 3 plus the square root of 3, which I'll have to calculate 4.7. 4 almost out to 5. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and connect these. I can kind of see the path it's taking. Always connect them in a curved way. Pi over 2 is sine of pi over 2 is sine of pi over 2 is 1 times 2, so we get plus 3, giving us a 5. Alright, so we have a graph like that so far. Alright, coming along, I'm going to speed it up by giving you the numbers. In the test, you'll be calculating them yourself. So it'd be wise for you to practice these. Just stop the video and see if you can finish this one without me giving you the numbers. Alright, I don't think the whole chart will fit in my view. Maybe it will, but not very clearly. Alright, so here is first part of the chart. So I'll go ahead and graph through pi. Just through pi. I'll grab those. So I already got through pi over 2. 2 pi over 3 is right here. And it goes out, 2 pi over 3 goes out 4.7. Then back to 4. Then back to 3. 3 is at pi radians. Alright. So far so good. Going on, that's 7 pi over 6. I get a 2. So it's bending in now. 4 pi over 3, I get a 1.3. 3 pi over 2, I get a 1. 5 pi over 3, I get a 1.3. 5 over 3, I get a 1.3, and 11 pi over 6, I get a 1. So let me go back there. Let's see, I'm at 3 pi over 2, so 5 pi over 3 is 1.3. So it kind of went in. The furthest it went in was at 1, and now it's coming back out, 1.3. And then at 11 pi over 6, it's back to 1. And when we get over to 2 pi, it's the same as 0. So we have a circular shape with a dimple right there. So once again, that's called a limicon, but the C has a funny tail. So I don't know what that is. So if anyone knows what that is, C with the tail, I'm assuming it's some French letter. So if you've had French, please inform me. Limicon. There she is in all her glory. Alright, so you never know what equation is going to come to you, but if it's an r squared, just remember when you take the square root of both sides to get at r for this column, you have a plus and a minus answer. Alright, let me finish tonight with binomial expansion. I'm not sure how many minutes that took, so I'm just going to shut down and bring it back on part 2.